The headlines: Calvin Ziru remains head of TCSI until investigations into allegations of fraudulent spending and abuse of power against him concludes. Solomon Islands launched its National Security Strategy 2025, and the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources advises that the nationwide ban on harvesting bejdima remains enforced. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Sharon Nanao. The decision to remove the head of the telecommunications of Solomon Islands, TCSI, Calvin Ziru, depends on the result of the investigation into his alleged fraudulent spending and misconduct of power. Ministry of Communication and Aviation Permanent Secretary Alwin Danitofea told SIBC News in an interview. He said the current Telecommunication Act at this stage doesn't warranty a suspension or termination of Calvin Ziru's contract. He said investigation into the matter is still ongoing. In-Depth Solomons in February this year reported Calvin Ziru mismanagement of TCSI funds.
Depend on how investigation come out here. Bearing in mind that these are complaints and the provisions inside law, they also tell you the establishment of the institution. Yeah, even the contract law regulator, him to a certain extent, Imilo Ministry no agree to mas him. Yeah. So, and because of the authority given to him and the, entitlements, yeah? So the commissioner is entitled to, one, come up with a procurement process. Also, with the procurement process, him by approving what should be approved and what should not be approved as well. When there is an absence of a procurement process, the decision for what to procure him depend entirely on who now raise him check and who now approve him check. So these are flaws in the current system here. Also, there are flaws in the system that him not captured when we actually came up with the current framework, a legal framework. So for you tell him that someone, for me tell him that someone him wrong at this stage, him little bit challenging here. Because there are grey areas in the current act.
Mr. Danitofea says some of the root causes of the current TCSI issue is due to the current Telecommunication Act. He said currently they are addressing the issue with both short and long-term solutions.
I would say the ministry, some challenges earlier for doing monitoring, evaluation law, performance law regulator for some time now, the regulatory office, due to the fact that the institution was established to be independent a little bit here. The reform back in 2009 establishing the world was funded by World Bank for doing that for reform. And the only connection law ministry with him, the institution, is in the form of policy. Even the reporting process law under the act, him no come law ministry, but him gonna law clerk to the parliament. So the only way where you are able for monitoring now at KPIs law, performance law, is. And keep tabulum is by asking them to give reports, in which we did. So when we received the complaints, Mifala realizing that I think it's because it's all allegation. We can only substantiate those allegations after investigation. We see this as an issue caused by existing system where the existing legal framework now. Also, Mitalem, the process here, the technical evaluation committee, I'm responsible for doing due diligence law, annual work plan blocketa, and also ensure that Okated perform according to the annual work plan. And when we see this, Mifala issue complaints come up, Mifala engage two follow things here. The first one is the medium to long term solution to the issue. So what MIFAL doing now, last year we actually went to the cabinet and approved now the amendment of the review of the current Telecommunication Act. The intention now is for changing now the structure. So yes, after MIFAL receiving MIFAL realizing that MIFAL not taking bilial or MIFAL not taking na provisions for changing board from single regulator to the board, MIFAL not stop. MIFAL ask him na International Telecommunication Union for come and do diagnostic assessment on the commission. And basing on that now, MIFAL propose him for doing amendment of the act. So that is the long term how MIFAL try to solve the issue. Yeah? You may avoid him now, single regulator. You may have now. When one for mana make him decision, there is a high possibility make him what maladministrative practices also. No? There is always a possibility for individuals of abusing any decisions or any powers on their end. In relation specifically to the complaints and allegations raised, you may initiate a process now. You may initiate a process finish, and it's not due to anyone asking ministry for react to their or react to what outlooking, but an ongoing process in a way. To be responsible on our side, it's not that we react to every single complaints when come out. Yeah? Our responsibility as authorities in the ministry is whenever there is a complaint, you may do internal due diligence below you may too. You may do internal due diligence basing on our internal due diligence, then you may initiate a process here. So I can say that the process here and comments finished in accordance to the provisions in the Act.
The TCSI is an independent expert statutory authority charged with the economic and technical management of the telecommunications sector. Solomon Islands National Security Strategy 2025 is described as a collective vision and comprehensive roadmap to protect the nation's sovereignty. Simon Tavake reports.
Friday last week marks a significant milestone in the Solomon Islands' journey toward a safer, more secure and prosperous future with the launch of the Solomon Islands National Security Strategy 2025. Prime Minister Honorable Jeremiah Manele officially launched the National Security Strategy 2025, marking the beginning of a renewed effort to strengthen the nation's collective security and ensure a brighter future for all Solomon Islanders. He described the document as a collective vision, a comprehensive roadmap, and a call to action to protect the nation's sovereignty, safeguard citizens, and promote sustainable development in an increasingly complex global environment.
With immense pride and responsibility, I stand before you to launch the Solomon Islands National Security Strategy 2025, or NSS 2025 for short. This strategy is not just a document, as we have heard from the Minister of Police. It is a collective vision, a roadmap, and a call to action designed to safeguard our sovereignty, protect our citizens, and promote sustainable development in an increasingly complex global landscape. United for security, a collective vision for a resilient and prosperous Solomon Islands is the theme that unites us today, highlighting that our security is not the responsibility of one institution or sector alone, but the shared duty of all Solomon Islanders.
Prime Minister Manele stressed the National Security Strategy 2025 aligns with the government's broader development plans, ensuring that its implementation contributes to the nation's growth and stability.
The National Security Strategy 2025 supports efforts towards the achievement of Goal 5 of a National Development Strategy 2016-2035 and reinforces the rationale of the 4 pillars of the GNAT policy statement. 1. Economic transformation. 2. Unity and stability. Thirdly, infrastructure development. And fourth, human capital development. In short, the implementation of the NSS 2025 will also implement the NDS and GNAT policy.
As a long-time security partner of the Solomon Islands, Australia has also applauded the government for achieving this milestone in national security.
We're very honoured for come here today and for witness them launch Blow Government. This fellow document very important for outlining priorities Blow Solomon Islands government, community and people for security. In Australia, very happy to us for being #1 partner Blow Solomon Islands for security for many years, and we hope for many more to come. And we look forward for working on challenges outlined inside Blow document launched today within Prime Minister, government and people Blow Solo.
SIBC TV understands that the national security strategy is subject to review and renewal every 4 years. Simon Tavake, SIBC TV.
Still on the national security strategy, the Minister of Finance and Treasury, Honorable Manasi Suguvares, said the strategy provided a key pathway to the country's economic stability. He told SIBC News that security was crucial for economic growth as it helped safeguard the nation's resources and created a stable environment for development.
The country, of course, if you need to get the countries developed to a stage where himself look out in affairs of this nation, you really need to bring out the potential of this country. And most of it, of course, is in the rural area. We have our land, our resources, our trees, our fish, and what else, and that's the strength of the country. I realized, and so the security strategy is very interesting. It embraces all of that. And so, the right strategies for bringing out those potentials. Those, what the potentials are, they remain potential normal. So we will not be able to assist this country. We must be able to develop those things, export them, bring them and then improving the government's capacity to be able to address health, to be able to address youth.
He added that security is the foundation of any development and that the country needed a stable environment to realize its full development potential.
We have a series of national strategies. It is renewed every year. The last one that I launched was in 2021. And so we need to, as I said, we're living in a very versatile world, and you need to continue to put our national strategy in very strategic locations because of the issues that we have in Mozambique. So it is very important. In fact, it is the bottom of everything. Must have that right. The country is unstable because of what issues that we have today. Then, of course, we will not be able to move this country. The country needs a stable environment to be able to realize the full strength of it.
Now, the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources advises that the nationwide ban on harvesting beach steamer remains enforced. This comes after the ministry received reports of illegal harvesting of the sea cucumber in certain parts of the country. Director of Fisheries Edward Honiara told SIBC News that the ban is still enforced despite requests from certain communities to have it lifted.
The ban law beach steamer is still currently on at the moment. Secondly, ministry has received requests from some communities, even through their members of parliament, for the ministry to consider now opening the beach steamer at the moment. Now, ministry is aware that there are illegal harvesting happen throughout the country. Now, Mifala doing some investigation inside Honiara, and officers from Mifala try for addressing issue of illegal harvesting.
He urges people to refrain from engaging in illegal harvesting as it will negatively impact fisheries resources.
Appeal law, people blow you me, water should not go on illegal harvesting because at the end of the day, by him contribute law, collapse law fisheries blow you me, and by him spoil them resources law country blow you. The request them come in a ministry, I think it's a quite challenging one because, and you may understand him, stock him really, over harvesting him happen and over exploitation him happen, yeah? So him put the ministry in a position where him a little bit tough, yeah? But ministry him yet to consider for local water request there.
SIBC News understands the current ban on harvesting beech dima was gazetted and remains enforced since September 2022. Now, the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development is conducting a survey to assess the supply and demand of teachers in Solomon Island schools. Alex Dadamu reports.
The Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, MEHRD, is currently conducting a survey that will provide an updated report on the supply and demand of teachers in schools across the country. Linda Wate, Deputy Secretary for Teaching Services Division, announced when the ministry appeared before the Public Expenditure Committee, PEC, during its inquiry into the 2024 Budget Expenditure Review.
In terms of teacher demand and supply, so because of that challenge with them now, identifying how many teachers we needing for training, we are in the process of coming up with a report, and we should be providing it soon by April end date when we'll provide him that report in terms of what is the current supply of teachers across the country and what now demand by me expected in terms of projection across. So that is the current work we are doing.
She adds that a major challenge is that education providers do not have the record of teachers being employed.
The challenges we have experienced is because one of the big one now, education providers were employment teacher, or no current record law or teacher law and the what is it that teaching, so that becomes an issue for us in terms of collection law, data block, and also collection law, data block for our ministry. We are improving on what are some of the information that MIFA should include in to ensure that we have a whole database that MIFA is regarding teacher supply and demand.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
Australia has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Solomon Islands through its security partnership. Simon Tavake with the details.
Australia remains committed to supporting Solomon Islands through its security partnership. Australian High Commissioner to Solomon Islands, His Excellency Rod Hilton, stated this in an interview with SIBC TV during the launch of the National Security Strategy 2025 on Friday. He said discussions are underway between Australia and the Solomon Islands government to expand the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force.
So me fella talk with the government now about the Prime Minister's plan for expanding Royal Solomon Islands Police Force and make sure Royal Solomon Islands Police Force well placed for dealing with challenges inside law document. But me thinking challenges inside law security document, no more just police. This one also outlined challenges below climate change, below increasing disasters and economic security. And Australia bar happy for partner with them Solomon Island government on these very important issues, and we look forward for working with them government and community for doing more for helping address these important issues for all care to people below Solomon Islands. Issues below villages below Solo and issues below every province.
Australia has significantly increased its security assistance to Solomon Islands in recent years. In 2024, Australia announced a $190 million security support package over 4 years to help expand the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force. This initiative includes funding, training and infrastructure development, such as the establishment of a new police training center in Honiara. For SIBC TV, I'm Simon Tavake.
The People's Republic of China, PRC, officially handed over a friendship sports court to Ben's Creek Adventist School. The project was highlighted as China's ongoing support for the well-being and development of young Solomon Islanders. Alex Dadamu with more.
The People's Republic of China, PRC, officially handed over a friendship sports court to Ben's Creek Adventist School in East Honiara on Thursday. In his remarks at the handover event, PRC's ambassador to Solomon Islands, His Excellency Kai Weiming, says, although the project is small, it is an important sign of China's support for the well-being of young Solomon Islanders.
This is a gift from China to the students of Burns Creek Adventist School. This project, though modest in scale, is not big, but it is a meaningful gesture of China's sincere support for the well-being of Solomon Islands' younger generation. It represents not just a place for physical activities, but also a space where friendships are forged, teamwork is nurtured, and dreams take flight.
School Principal Patinson Bekala says the court will improve the sports programs and provide a great space for physical activities.
The Bench Creek Sports Court represents a significant achievement for our school. It is a facility that will greatly enhance our sports program and provide our students with an excellent venue for physical activities. This project would not have been possible without the generous support of the Embassy of China. We are deeply grateful to the Embassy for helping turn this dream into reality.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for East Honiara constituency, Honorable Maurice Toiraina, says he hopes that the handover event is the beginning of a lasting collaboration between PRC and Bench Creek School.
We can transform Bench Creek High School into a modern institution that will not only excel in sports, but also in academic, technical skills, and personal development. This basketball court is a shining example of what can be achieved through strong partnership. We hope that this is just the beginning of a long-lasting collaboration between the Chinese government and Bench Creek High School. Together, we can build a future where every student has the resources they need to succeed.
Alex Dadamu for SIBC TV.
Clear information on access to land for investment needs to be provided to investors. Solomon Water Chief Executive Officer Carmine Piantudosi made the comment before the Bills and Legislation Committee during its inquiry into the Special Economic Zone Bill. He claims that land issues could ruin good investments.
For Solomon Water, as well as for this Special Economic Zone, is land issues. Landowner. It's well defined who the landowners are. They have to have registered title, so on and so. But for an investor, that needs to be very clear what access they have to land to build their infrastructure, to build their enterprises. Because if there's land issues following an application for them to undertake business in Solomon Islands, it almost ruins their investment. It almost stops the whole project. So land issues or very clear understanding of land ownership has to be addressed before investors even turn up with their dollars into Solomon Islands. Even from our perspective, if we need to build infrastructure within those zones, we need to make sure that land issues have been basically resolved, if there's any.
He questioned whether a true cost-benefit analysis has been conducted before the special economic zones are established in the Solomon Islands.
Whether there's been a cost-benefit analysis done on establishing special economic zones in the Solomon Islands. It might be done on a zone-by-zone basis by the authority when they have to review an application, developers and implementation of the zone in whatever province, or whether it's Honiara, but whether they go into that sufficiently detailed cost-benefit analysis to work out what is it going to cost the government to implement a special economic zone. I mean, other countries have done this, and I'm assuming that we've sort of captured a lot of their their experiences. And I believe that China initiated this sort of process for their economy some years ago. But special economic zones, whatever they call them, has been around for a long time. Yeah? Most in developing countries have failed. My understanding is because it's the uncertainty, they change the rules, and the investor just walks away.
Transcend Oceania, a Fiji-based NGO, expressed gratitude to participants from various ministries and organizations who took part in the two-day peace building and security dialogue in Honiara. Mary Manilegua reports.
The Transcend Oceania NGO, based in Fiji, has expressed gratitude to the participants from different ministries and organizations for their attendance at the two-day peace building and security dialogue, which concluded in Honiara on Wednesday. Transcend Oceania Acting Program Manager Justin Maravu told local media.
This week, we are here to conduct a 2 days peace building and security dialogue. This is a follow-up from last year's joint analysis that was done in June. And we are very grateful for the participants that came in numbers from the different sectors here in the Solomon Islands, from the churches, from the government, especially the Ministry of Peace, representatives from the civil society organizations in talking about issues around conflict and security here in the Solomon Islands.
Meanwhile, Director Pacific Program of Conciliations Resources, Jonah Podlesak, encouraged Solomon Islanders to look deeply within their own capacity.
I would encourage Solomon Islands to look deeply within your own capacities, because you have a strength, right, that is incredible to both analyze the situation and what's going on for you, as well as to work together. Right. I've seen that in the last couple of days. We had a very diverse group of people with different opinions, but they were able to sit together at tables and discuss and share their thoughts. Sometimes about very complex issues. So I would say that if everyone can harness this kind of spirit moving forward, right, working together, then I think it's good hopes for Solomon Islands.
Mary Manilegua, SIBC TV.
And now the latest in sports with Crofton Utukana.
The country's representative in the OFC Champions League, Central Coast FC, has indicated their intention to compete rather than simply fill a spot in the competition, which kicked off at the Losentama Stadium this afternoon. Head coach Jacob Molly stated this in a media conference on Friday at the National Stadium.
Well, as you look up here, these are all the champions of the Oceania region. And they are here for not to make up the numbers. They're here to compete. So we'll have to compete in order to achieve our aims. We are not here just to make up the numbers, but we are here to compete. So we'll try our best.
Captain Philip Mango also expressed the team's excitement to be the host of the competition. He also says the competition will be tough, but they are prepared to give their best.
Really happy for hosting this game, especially OFC Club Championship, where I'm often not happen lo country blame. So for this competition I'm come here, I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm put in mind that I'm not easy, but I'm challenging competition too, because every best law other Pacific countries not come here. So but I'm not easy competition, but at the same time, I'm happy and look forward for this competition. In terms of preparation, if I prepare since last year, started in last year, and then after festive break, so if I go, other players go spending time, and then come back January 6, if I continue on with him trainings, yeah, me looking at especially team young team. Most of what experienced players go play in Australia, but Bamfa not take as an excuse. Bamfa have to do best in this competition. Yeah, me looking at boys ready for this competition. Just mentally prepare and then focus for games, and then hopefully if I get them result that if I like it.
Meanwhile, favourites and defending champions of the competition, Auckland City's head coach Paul Posa says there will be slight pressure for his boys. However, he says they will turn those pressure into positivity.
There is always a bit of pressure, especially OFC, because it's a tournament the club really loves and wants to do well in. So we throw everything we have at the tournament, I guess you could say, because it's been a good tournament for us historically. So, but I think it's a nice pressure. I don't think the boys are feeling any undue pressure. You know, we've won it before. There's no sort of feeling, well, we've underachieved. I think we'll just take that pressure and turn it into a positive. We must turn it into a positive. I don't see it as anything that should be a negative for us. The secret, why have we been successful? Look, you got to say experience. We've been around a long time. You can tell by my sort of hairline how I've been around in football a long time. I first went to an OFC Champions League, in fact the first proper one in Fiji in 1999, and we got knocked out in the semi-finals, but we learnt a lot from that experience. And then we've subsequently gone back and we've won, and we learn from every tournament. It's made us a better team, a better club, and the benefits of that we've taken into Club World Cup. So the OFC has made us a better team and made us a better club, and there's no doubt about that. And I think but the standard has gone so high. We are one of several teams that I think should be considered favourites. We're not the favourites. We're not the only favourites. I think there are, I would say, half the teams here, 4, 5, 6 teams I see as capable of winning this tournament. You just don't know on the day. The Solomons have got the home advantage, but Pare, Tiga, I mean, these are some fantastic teams with some fantastic players. So we just cannot take it for granted that anything's going to be easy. If we play to our best, we've got a good chance.
Meanwhile, Central Coast FC will kick off their campaign on Monday at 3 p.m. against Hekari United at the National Stadium. Crofton Otukana, SIBC TV.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.